After a night of active thunderstorms, heavy rain, and localized flooding across parts of the state, we are going to see storms move across the eastern parts of the state going into this afternoon. How are we looking as we go into Friday and this weekend? Well, we're going to tell you in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, the 30th of January, 2025. I'm Texas Weather Center's Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, and it has been an active night across the Interstate 35 corridor from Texoma down through North Texas into the Hill Country. Western Central Texas, parts of the Metroplex picked up over 5 inches of rain overnight with flash flood warnings galore. We had a few storms with hail and gusty winds, but overall, we've done pretty well in the severe weather department. Not a guarantee it's going to stay that way going into this afternoon, but I'm hopeful we can get through the day without too many issues. Let's take a look at the wildfire outlook from the Texas A&M Forest Service. This is probably going to end up becoming the biggest issue going into the weekend. For today, we're expecting very high to extreme fire danger across portions of the Permian Basin, western Concho Valley, down into the Big Bend, the Trans-Pecos, Guadalupe Mounds, Davis Mounds, into far west Texas, the borderland. Parts of West Texas and the Panhandle and the Edwards Plateau also under high fire danger. Going into Friday, we do have the potential for high fire danger across the western third of Texas, and then on Saturday, the western half of Texas will have moderate, high, very high, and extreme fire danger. This does include portions of the Panhandle, West Texas, and the Big Bend. So starting to become more active in the wildfire department, and that will occur coincident with a uptick in temperatures, a lowering of humidity, and also some pretty breezy conditions going into this weekend. Now, here's the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for this morning into this afternoon. Potential for isolated thunderstorms to become severe across portions of the Brazos Valley, northeast Texas, the Arklatex, East Texas, southeast Texas. A conditional threat for scattered severe storms across the Golden Triangle, the Piney Woods of East Texas, into the Toledo Bend Reservoir area. Now, this would most likely be accompanied with a risk of small to pocket change size hail, localized damaging wind gusts, and the potential for a brief tornado. We do note the Storm Prediction Center does have a low threat for a couple of tornadoes. Piney Woods of East Texas, deep East Texas, into the Golden Triangle, southeast Texas. But I'm not confident that is actually going to be an issue. It's certainly not impossible, but hopefully things will not come together to support that increased risk of severe weather. Here is the high-resolution rapid refresh model for the remainder of this morning, this afternoon, tonight, into Friday. Now, we're going to see a line of storms continue progressing across the eastern third to the eastern half of Texas this morning through this afternoon. Notice that this model tends to weaken activity across portions of southeast Texas, the Piney Woods, as we get into late this afternoon. That seems to be coincident with a weakening of the upper level lift that kind of lifts off to the north of us, though we do note this model does indicate some uptick in cellular type activity across Louisiana late this afternoon into early this evening. So I guess if that manages to get going in far east Texas, southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, we may have to keep an eye out for a tornado warning or two. Otherwise, as the line of storms continues moving east across the eastern third of Texas this morning into this afternoon, the potential for localized heavy rainfall, gusty winds over 40 miles per hour, maybe some small hail. Can't completely rule out hail up to the size of quarters or 1 inch in diameter, but overall, the main heavy rain threat has already come and gone across North Texas, and as storms begin moving more quickly to the east, today we'll see overall rain totals likely not become too excessive thanks to the increased forward rate of movement from thunderstorms and, well, them not just sitting over the same place like they were doing last night and this morning. Here's the long-range American weather model. As activity exits the state by about dinner time today, that's going to be it. Tomorrow, Friday, looking pretty darn nice. Maybe a few showers wrapping around in the Panhandle. Otherwise, as we continue through the weekend, guess what? Mostly clear skies across the state, above average temperatures, southerly winds. It's probably going to be the nicest weekend we've had so far weather-wise in 2025. so far across the state of Texas. We are expecting an increase in cloud cover across, let's just say a decent chunk of the state going into Tuesday, with the potential for maybe some scattered showers, especially the eastern half of Texas on Tuesday into Wednesday. But at this point, that's still uncertain. Some data suggests yes, some says no. You can see some actually show some freezing drizzle up in Oklahoma. We'll see. But the clear indication here is, after our rain chances end across the eastern half of the state after this afternoon, we are going to experience an extended period of dry weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with above average temperatures and, frankly, beautiful weather across a majority of the state of Texas, with maybe our next system coming in Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here's today's high temperature forecast. We're looking at 40s up in the northwestern panhandle, Dumas, Dalhart, upper 40s, 53 in Amarillo, 57 in Lubbock. We're looking at about 58 in Midland, 54 in El Paso, 46 to low 50s in the Guadalupe-Davis Mounds. Eastern two-thirds of the state of Texas, we're looking at 60s and 70s today. 80s down in deep south Texas, up into the coastal bend. Tomorrow, as our storm system goes bye-bye, no big-time crash of the cold front this time. It'll actually be warmer across the western half of the state compared to today. Highs overall in the 60s and 70s for your Friday across Texas. 80s in deep south Texas. Guess what? Going up as we go into Saturday, the temperature roller coaster continues to climb. We're looking at mostly 70s across the state, including upper 70s. 60s northeast Texas, far west Texas in the borderland northwestern panhandle. How about 80s on Sunday? Yes, sir, Bob. We're looking at 80s western North Texas, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, the Hill Country, the Permian Basin, the Edwards Plateau, the Rio Grande Plains, deep south Texas, and the Rio Grande Valley. Some folks may make it above 85 degrees. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty darn nice weekend weather-wise across the state, but we will have to keep an eye out for increased wildfire danger with these higher temperatures, increased gusty winds, low humidity. Guess what? Monday, we are flirting with 90 degrees down in the Rio Grande Plains. Laredo, 87, but it may be closer to 90 as we go into Monday afternoon. 88 in McAllen, 81 in Corpus Christi, 80 in Houston, 82 San Antonio, 82 in Austin, about 80 in Waco, 79 to 80 DFW, 84 Mineral Wells. We're looking at 80s out of the Big Country, the Permian Basin, the Big Bend. Someone's going to be in the 90s on Monday. 75 El Paso, 72 in Amarillo, 79 in Lubbock. We're looking at 65 up in Perryton, 76 Texarkana, and 76 down in Beaumont, 75 Wichita Falls. So, like I said, cold weather? Nope. Beautiful weather? Oh yes. Spring-like weather at that. Here's the temperature outlook as we go through the 4th to 8th of February from the Climate Prediction Center. As you can see, above average temperatures continue to be favored. We may have a cold snap second week of February. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. We're going to pay for this nice weather, make no mistake about it. The winter is not over yet. We're simply enjoying fall spring before crashing the cold front of Arctic doom arrives sometime in February. That's not a guarantee. That's not me saying models are showing Arctic doom. It's just a bit of experience telling me that we're going to pay for this at some point. So enjoy the warm weather. Precipitation outlook, you could see, it's half and half. Near average precipitation chances across Texas, we'll see. So, with that being said, yes, sir, Bob, that is your Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Well, keep an eye on storms this morning, this afternoon. Hopefully we don't have any more issues, but we can't completely rule it out, especially across East Texas, Southeast Texas. If we have to do severe weather coverage, we shall. Otherwise, you can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. Interactive weather radar, your local weather forecast, daily Texas weather roundup, severe weather coverage if necessary, and more. Of course, if you're watching us here on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel, we really do appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up button if you appreciate the forecast information. You don't have to like the forecast, but hey, if you appreciate the information, hit that thumbs up. It helps us with the magical super duper algorithm. And of course, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button if you want to get notified for new videos. It's free, and it'll notify you when we have live severe weather coverage or new Texas weather information. That's it for this Thursday edition. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning, unless we need to do updates this afternoon. Hopefully not. Until then, y'all make it a great day. Get ready for warm weather. God bless.